Hello, friends. This is Biman Gandhi, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite topic, leadership, one more time. But today's topic is slightly different. It's not just leadership, but it's about leadership. During my formative years, I believed that being called or accepted as a leader by many people around you is a point of zenith. And usually, at that point of time, almost every single day, you have a feeling that you have been there, or you have done that, or you have seen it. In the other words, you have a good grasp of the challenges in front of you, and most certainly you also know the solution. It sounds easy peasy, but then why is leadership a much hyped and the most talked about subject in the world? A few years back, I found the answer and I realized that the leadership is neither a destination nor a pinnacle. Leadership is a continuum. There could be multiple factors for leadership to be a continuous process, but one of them is very profound, and that is the ever evolving nature of humankind. So, what is leadership? Simply put, it is the ability to make necessary shift in paradigms and perspective that propels the growth of individual and the organization. What exactly needs to shift then? Well, there are five different concepts that we are going to talk about, and we'll talk about them one by one. The very first shift is from output to outcome. Usually, the performance is measured in terms of numbers. For example, how many units are produced in a day, how much profit is generated in a particular quarter, etc. Well, nothing wrong with it, but that is not the job of a typical leader. A leader needs to help thinking to shift to outcome. In other words, how well did we do it, or what difference did it really make? And with this shift, the performance goes altogether to the next level, and many other objectives related to morale, process, productivity, quality inherently gets lifted. In the case of output-oriented activity, people have a feeling of getting dragged. But when they are inspired to work for an outcome, they will enjoy being led. The second shift is from control to influence. There is no doubt that one can achieve a lot when everything is under their control. But believe me, the controlling style always has a limit. Just like you can hold a finite amount of things into your two palms. The controlling approach not only has a limit, but it also creates a noise or friction beyond a point. Operating with control reduces the relevance of leader. Then what's the shift here? Well, I recommend using influence. It's all about creating an environment where people can deliver peak performance and needs no instruction or push. Shifting to an influential leadership approach lasts longer and creates a seamless working relationship. It also reduces the possibility of crisis. Hence, be a maximizer like a small portion of yeast in a dough. When the yeast swells the dough, it doesn't really make any noise, does it? The third shift is from placating to provoking. For many leaders, placating comes quite naturally. And again, it's not always wrong. But no matter how helpful it has been to the leader and their followers, it does not result in the holistic growth of individual and the organization. If it is not kept under check, it goes to a level of appeasement. What works better then? Well, it's provoking. Provoking the right thought process, igniting the aspirations, and challenging for the right reasons, and directing the fleet in the right direction. This inherently takes them to the next level and causes a natural shift that's much needed for them. Provocation is like a stimulation, and hence it must be accompanied by proper channelizing. Otherwise, it may lead to a disaster. This is where the unusual leadership comes into the play. The fourth shift is from position to purpose. Sadly, in almost all organizations, the growth is always perceived in the positional progression. Yes, it's a psychological and social need without a doubt, but somewhere it puts an end to limitless possibility. After a certain upward steps in the hierarchy, people start losing passion and also excitement. And in some cases, it also becomes an obsession. The magic happens when the focus shifts from position to purpose. And therefore, a leader must define the purpose clearly, reiterate and reflect in everything that they are doing, and live and lead by example and show the way to the truth. The purpose has an extraordinary pull and it hardly needs any other mode of stimulus. The purpose is the strongest glue. Do remember that. The fifth shift is from motivation to clarity. Motivation is way too much hyped. It might sound strange, but you would agree that mature people don't move because of just motivation. Motivation lasts for a finite period of time, and hence using it repeatedly makes it ineffective. A leader's job may begin with motivation, but he quickly needs to shift to bring more clarity. I strongly believe that more the clarity, better the reality. And in the process of bringing the clarity, everyone becomes much more aware. And in the state of higher self awareness, shouldering more responsibility or taking higher ownership becomes way easier. Clarity needs no follow up, and clarity needs no monitoring. In a nutshell, in order to stay relevant and effective in a world that is changing unstoppably, the usual methods, styles, and approaches would not last long. Leadership is a way to renew yourself as a leader endlessly. Leaders are not for mundane issues and routine activities. Even an average manager can do those things. And therefore, leader needs to go beyond and go deeper to stay ahead of the time and ahead of curve. I hope that you found these 5 areas of shift. There are many more, but maybe some other time. I thank you for watching.